Alright guys, in this particular training or video we're going to be doing, I'm going to walk you guys through just how I build a live AI assistant for a gym that allows them to pre-qualify them into whether it be a Facebook lead, SMS or messenger lead. We're going to pre-qualify them into an appointment, and this is how easy it is to do that. Now if you are following this, I'm going to do a complete top to bottom breakdown from everything from building out the workflows or implementing the workflows that we put into the system for you, as well as going to OpenAI, the platform where you need to grab your API keys, and then also setting out the actual webhooks within our ChatWise assistant. We do have all the breakdowns of all these training it into smaller portions. So this is just want to show you that in probably 20-30 minutes, you can launch it and a bot very easily. But if you want to break it down into smaller parts, more than welcome for you to join the AI Hub community. I've got all the training in there in smaller portion sizes, in chunk sizes, where it's a lot easier for you to follow. So let's get right into it. The first thing you need to make sure you need to have access to a GHL account or our ACR platform, where we built out all the workflows for you, where we actually implement all those snapshots in there for you. So in here, you can see if I just type in B under the workflows, I've got all these different bots in here that's been pre-built. Okay, so it's got the workflows in there, it's got the SMSs in there, it's got the communications in there, it's got all the different triggers and flows in there for you already to build them out. And what you need to do is we're going to build out all the communications and then link it all together with ChatWise AI Assistant. So as we go through here, we're going to do a SMS bot, and we're going to work with this one for now. And what we are going to do is that we are going to make sure you have several things in place. You need to have a platform OpenAI account. This is different to the chat.openai. This has got everything to do with your playground where you can build your assistant around. So it's not the same as chat.openai. So you need to go to platform.openai.com. I can put the link into the descriptions here in this post, and you can get access to that. Once you get that, you're going to have the ability to add credits in there, because you're going to be using API keys and you're going to be calling different kinds of tokens. You're going to be incurring some charges, which is very minimal. So okay, just so you're very aware, like I've been running these bots for a few months now, and there's a cost that's a minimal, maybe $1 or $2 maximum per a long conversation, maximum, maybe even less than that actually. So $100 credits have hundreds and hundreds of conversations going through it, and then it's just not that expensive. So I think usually maybe about a cent or two per message that goes back and forth between the two platforms. So what you're going to need to do, you're going to come into your OpenAI or platform OpenAI platform. You're going to log into one of your accounts. Then you're going to go into here and you're going to go into the assistant. This is where you can build your bot. This is where you can name your bot. Okay, so bot, I'm going to call it Bolt qualifying bot. And then down here, you're going to have the assistant ID in here, which we'll copy in a minute. I usually like to use GPT 3.5 Turbo. As GPT 4 comes out and GPT 5 will come out, you can also improve and update these models and make it language a little bit better as you go. You also need to have an account with ChatWise, and you can see I'm logged into ChatWise at the moment, and I'm going to go into this client's account and under Bolt Fitness. And within here, you're going to have the ability to go into here and go into the chatbot building process in here, and you'll be able to bring your sources and making sure everything is synced with your Go High Level platform. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to make sure all the sources are connected, and as I can see, I've done all that. I've just gone to add a source and I've brought that account into the system. And in here, I'm also going to go into AI chatbot, and I'm going to add an AI chatbot in here. Okay, I'm going to go into here, look for the source, and it's going to look for where that account is. It's going to drag all the calendar from that particular account in here. So right now I'm going to build this particular one. I'm actually going to build this one under a different account. Let me have a quick look in here. I'm going to go into Bolt. I'm going to test this one under, actually I'm going to go into here and test under a, let's have a look what they've got here. They've got Bolt, Bolt, Bolt. I'm going to try this one because I know they're not using this one at the moment, so I can show you how that could work. So under the first session, so I'm going to go into, actually I'm going to do see if I can find a core calendar for first session. So many calendars. Let's have a look. I'm going to go fourth trial session. Let's see what that has. And in here, I'm going to see if I have a stop bot in there, but it doesn't have one in at the moment, so I'm going to just leave that for now. But usually you can put a tag in there and say, okay, stop bot, that way you have a human takeover, and then once that's done, then it will allow you to send the detail through to your team member to respond to. Now, with the time zone, I usually like to make sure that the time zone of the bot is operating in the local business. These guys are based in Perth, so we are going to go into the Perth time zone. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can find it. Here we go. Perth. And from here, we are going to go into the next part. Now, the API keys and the assistant are all pulled from OpenAI. So over here, got the API key. I'm going to grab that in a minute. And the assistant, I'm going to grab it straight from this part here. So you can see here, click the copy, put it into the assistant. I'm just going to pause the video for a minute because I don't want to share the OpenAI key from this live account. But what you usually will need to do is go to OpenAI in here, and you're going to go into, I'll move this out of the way. You go to the API key, and you can create your a secret API key. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create this and I'm going to drag it across. Okay, as you can see, I've added that bot with the API key and also the assistant ID in there at the moment. I haven't got any custom fields I'm going to answer. I've got everything set up in here. And back over here, I've got a little icon here where it's got a little thread where if you have conversations in here, it will allow you to see what errors you may have in this section in here. But when you click on the action with the little eye icon, and you'll be able to see a little webhook. This is what we're going to need to do and paste that into the Bolt account, and that will allow them to send the information back to Chatwise, and then you'll converse with OpenAI. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go into the account. I'm going to go into SMS. As you can see, this is turned off at the moment, and what I'm going to do now, you can see over here, it's a reply channel SMS, and I'm going to wait 10 seconds, and it'll go all the way through, and it'll go through the webhook. And then this is where you are going to come into here and replace that particular value. Once you've done that, put that in there. And then I'm going to publish this. For the sake of the testing, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a particular filter in here, and you can add these filters as you see fit, because you don't want every SMS to be coming into this particular bot. So I want to make sure you put a particular tag on there, and I'm going to put that in there as being, let's say, test bot. Okay, add a new tag. So the only people that will get triggered into this particular workflow right at this very moment if they have a test bot tag on them. So that's how we're going to do it. And this will apply to other conditions you might want to have. So if you want to leave it open, then you can make sure you leave it very open in this particular process. I'm going to save trigger, and I'm going to save that. And the bot is pretty much done. This is it. Like, you've got the bot connected to the workflow in the platform. And the only thing we're going to do now is that we're going to go back into Assistant in OpenAI platform, and we're going to go into and add instruction in here. So I'm going to grab a prompt that we have prepared earlier with a list of questions in here. I'm going to paste it in there. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so what I've done here is I've pasted that instruction which we can provide for you as well. If you're a Chatwise customer or your Chatwise client or an ACR client, we're able to provide these prompts for you, and we can build this and we can customize it to whatever you need it to be. Just to break the prompt down for you, you're going to see that what we have here is we are providing a personality to the assistant that you're building here. So you're going to give them about you, who they are, what they're working with, who they're working with, and what kind of personality you're going to give them. So you're going to say you're a highly engaging and friendly virtual assistant for bot fitness, and only identify yourself as an assistant, not a bot if asked. You're going to go through the objective. So you're going to tell them what the objective is as a particular task. So you can see that you're going to give every single question, repeat, keep at it, be consistent, be persistent, and follow all instructions in the conversation rule, which means that we're going to give them some parameters and railways that they are going to be giving these people instructions. So you can see these conversation rules in here. We're going to ask scripted questions, be persistent, when addressing objections, first acknowledge them, the point, and then next inquire if they may pose a quick question. So you're giving them rules and conversation rules to really give them some parameters, just as you would training a VA. So when we have our VA team training up on how to apply or reply to a particular lead, we're giving these parameters. We're training the assistant in OpenAI exactly the same way. However you want to train, however you want to communicate in a sales process, you want to put it into these prompts. So it allows you to help you to get them talking in the way you need to. In these prompts, we also have FAQ questions. As you can see down here, we've got a couple of repeated type, very important things we want them to know. Do not identify you as an AI assistant, and you only reply one response at a time. Don't repeat the same reply, and you can see how we can do that all the way through. Now, when you look at these things in here, you can see that the most important thing is you're going to give them some examples, what to say, how to say it, and you can say, I didn't understand what you respond. You can just give them some parameters and rules around how they can respond to a client. This is you training the bot or the VA assistant, AI assistant to respond in a way that is to brand. Now, this is an important part. Whenever you want the assistant to follow maybe the pre-qualifying process, you want to make sure you give them steps. We found this is probably the best way of doing it, where you are providing a parameter or step process. For example, you can see determine if they are seeking adjustment to their health or fitness aspirations. This is for gym, and then we're looking to support them. So once you reply, you're moving on to the next fitness goals. And you're saying here, if you have any previous training experiences, we've got about 3 or 4 pre-qualification questions they want to ask. And then you can see down here, and then what are some of the reasons to looking to start now, acknowledge previous response, want to reply, and moving all the way through. We also have some sort of consequence questions in here as well too, where they're saying they want some further clarification of the goals and what they want to achieve, and emphasize on the reasons and goals. And we're also curious to find out, what is it if they don't achieve these goals? How will that affect them? And then once they achieve all those things, then we are going through all this process in here, and then we're making sure we are booking them into a particular phone call, which is what the objective is. We want to book them into a conversation or a trial. And it's looking at the system by calling the functions before moving on to the appointment. Once that is done, we are done already. Now, these are some frequently asked questions. You can actually add all these in here if you like to, and then it will then be able to respond accordingly based on the answers you replied in these FAQ questions. Once that is set, there are a few things you can do. You can just save that, and once that is saved, you can actually go into the playground, which is where this is at the moment. And as you see here, I can say hey, and I can say run this. This is now going to look at this prompt, and it will start to respond accordingly. Okay. Oop. All right, so it looks like they haven't got any billing data in there at the moment, which means they cannot run the actual usage. But normally what will happen, this will actually allow them to run the quota where they have to check the pay and billing. In my account, those will go through the whole entire process and go through our conversations. But this is exactly how you build a an AI assistant within the platform AI. And then once that is all done, you can then go back into your GHL ACR platform, publish it, and once it's all done, it's ready to go. So guys, if you do any assistant and you find this training useful, please reach out to us. We've got the platform set up within our Chatwise platform as well as our GHL ACR platform. It's all ready to go. Reach out for any assistant and we're more than happy to assist you in here. Hope you get a lot of pre-qualified leads and save you a bunch of time using and implementing an AI assistant into your lead nurturing process.